from the 2021 annual membership meeting. Those minutes are published in draft form every year in the winter issue of the American Harp Journal. For 2022, that was the winter 2022 issue. And we have an online poll that I think we set up for ahead of time where people could vote. You only have access to it as members. Am I missing anything there, tech standpoint? I don't think we're doing a poll now. We can vote live because you're here, and people who are online have done that electronically. I'd like to ask for a motion on the floor for approval of the minutes of the 2021 annual membership meeting. So moved, thank you. Karen Lindquist, Spire did that. Is there a second? Oh, great, we have a few. Lucy Scandret's arm went right up. Okay, the minutes are there for approval. Are there any questions in regards to the minutes of the meeting? Anything anybody would like to ask in relationship to the document? Okay, hearing no request for discussion, I call for the question. All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented, raise your hands or say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, thank you, appreciate it. The minutes passed. We have a report from our treasurer, Elaine Litzter, on the financial position of the American Harp Society, which will then be followed by a report from our American Harp Society Foundation Board of Directors. So here is Elaine.
Oh, I did. I want you to know that I was, the harp takes us to many wonderful places. And years ago, I was in the Miss America pageant playing the harp. I did not win the Miss America pageant that year, but as a gift, Lynn gave this to me, so I would never forget that experience. I've got to put it on correctly. So there's some, oops, backwards, sorry. There's some discussion about having, I put it on backwards. You know, when you're at, anyway, there's some discussion, maybe we need, how do we do this? You see why I didn't win that year. Okay, there you go, okay. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so, actually, it's been a delight serving the Miss, It's a delight serving in the American Harp Society, and I actually go off the board at the end of this meeting. But and so this was just a little thank you for in memory. But I just thought, where else do you get to wear this but at the general meeting of the American Harp Society with your orange glasses as you read the Treasurer's Report? The American Harp Society is in a solid financial position and is able to meet its financial obligations while weathering the current economic storm. Fortunately, the AHS leadership has prudently shepherded funds to save for a rainy day and be in a position to help its membership in times of need. 2 years of pandemic-related financial stresses, national and local event cancellations, personal livelihoods severely curtailed, followed by additional economic stressors, high inflation rates, falling stock market prices, rising interest rates, etc., may mean that this is just such a time when rainy day reserves are necessary and appreciated by the AHS membership. That being said, as of June 17th, 2021, the net worth of all of the funds housed with Stifel Investments shows total assets of $717,837.82. Additionally, the TIA checking account balance is $91,928. So currently, total assets of the American Harp Society is $809,765. So respectfully submitted. And if you want to wear this, you too come talk to me. And I want you to know, included on this is a pin, with the original logo from the American Harp Society. So you want to come see this. Anyway, thank you.
You should Google. It's remarkable. It is, no, it's seriously, it's something I could never have done in a million years. And there's just so much aplomb and presence. It's really something else. The next thing on my part of the agenda, as I understand it, is we have, if I'm not mistaken, in the order of what we're doing here, We have a marketing and communications independent contractor named Allison Volk. It's very interesting because Allison started working in December of 2019 for the American Harp Society, and we have never met. And Allison was going to be here today, and she and her husband have come down with COVID-19, and so they are home. They were going to travel yesterday, and they did not. So we're going to try to do a little justice to Allison's marketing and communications report, and then what we'll do is she's making a video to greet all of you guys that we'll include in the July e-newsletter. So she is so disappointed she couldn't be here. So the Harp Society, prior to about 2016 or so, really didn't have regular communications of a kind of newsletter structure with the national membership. There have always been regional newsletters and chapter communications. We started a newsletter. In 2019, we hired a professional marketing and communications manager, and that's Allison. And so from the time she started in 2019 until the last newsletter that went, our open rate, in other words, the percentage of people who receive the newsletter, has risen from 53% to 70.5%. And if you Google, because I know you really want to do this, nonprofit organizations, the kind of standard open rate for online communications runs at just under 30%. So what this means is, first of all, Allison's newsletters are fabulous, and second of all, the membership is interested in the news that's coming out. On the right-hand side of the screen is our following on social media. And this does not represent members necessarily. These are people who are reading the posts that the Harp Society puts out. Accomplishments, achievements, interesting harp-related events, you know, Brandy Younger's feather dress at the Grammys, you know, great stuff that harpists are doing. It's amazing. And that is what is represented in that graph on the right-hand side of the page. She had only this page, correct, Kathy? I think that's correct. There was a secondary page that Allison included for the board of directors, which was basically share your chapter news, share your regional news, share your accomplishments as they relate to the American Harp Society. If your chapter, when your chapter does exceptional things, as I know they all do, let us know, because we want to publicize these. We want to publicize Harp Society events, and we want to get those into the e-newsletter. The only way we can do that is with help from you. So send us what you need, contact information on the website. And someday you'll get to meet Allison. I don't know exactly when, but it will happen. We have a membership report next on the agenda from our executive director, Catherine McManus. Oh, look at that. Whew. That was good. Thanks, Kathy. Come on up.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathy McManus. I'm the Executive Director of the Harp Society. I want to give you just a quick update on membership. As of this morning, we have 2,908 members. The slide says 2006, but it's actually, 906. It's actually, we got 2 more this week. You might be curious to know how that membership breaks down. We have 1,884 regular members, 600 students, yay students, 141 from all over the world, international members. We have 204 life members, which is really remarkable. And that's a great thing to think about, particularly for the younger folks. You won't have to remember to ever pay your dues again. Just be a life member. We have 6 benefactors, which is an even higher level of life membership. And we have 74 other folks who are contributing, sustaining, sponsor, or patron members. And it really makes a difference to the Harp Society to have that support. We hope you like our new AHS, My AHS portal. in our new system. Obviously, those of you that are here in person have been on it because you had to register for the conference there. Those of you watching elsewhere, please be sure you've logged in and set up a new account in our new My AHS portal. There's so much you can do there. You can update your phone, your address, emails, that kind of thing. You can check your membership history. You can renew your membership, including auto renew, which is great. You can see your giving history and make a gift. You can join our professional directory. That used to be called the teachers directory. It's now professional. We're inviting technicians and composers and others who would like to be part of that directory. And we hope you like your new membership directory on the new system. If you have not yet, please upload your picture so that everybody can see your beautiful face. With or without harp is fine. And please remember as well that in that member portal, you have the option to turn off and on any piece of information that you would like to appear or not appear in the online membership directory. So make sure that you take care of that. Also today, we're very excited to make an announcement for our international members. You can now opt in to have a digital version of the American Harp Journal and pay the regular membership rate of $60. This has been something that we've been trying to figure out how to do for our international members to lower that cost, particularly with the exchange rates. And so now when you renew or buy an international membership, simply put in the code digital and you will get $60 off your membership and you will receive your American Harp Journal digitally, not in the mail. So we think this is something that will be helpful to our international members, and we hope you will tell other international harpists about it and invite them to join the Harp Society too. We want to thank you for being members of the American Harp Society. It's very important. This is why we're here. It's why we've been here for 60 years, and we plan on being here another 60 years and more. And we appreciate your support. Please tell your other harpist friends who are not members, this is a great time to join. Thank you so much for being part of this conference and for watching our annual meeting today. Thank you so much.
You know, if it weren't for everybody else in this organization, I would never get any of this right. The American Harp Society Foundation, which is the supporting organization for the American Harp Society, has prepared their report and was actually ready to give it, I think, right before I started launching in to talk about marketing and communications. So we welcome Foundation President Carrie Corcomelis, who is here to present you with a report from the American Harp Society Foundation. And Carrie, my apologies.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? I am screen sharing, which should be coming up. Doesn't
I
seem
think
to
we're
be.
working
Yeah.
out a sound issue, Carrie, because we can't quite hear you.
Well,
Perfect.
okay. I have screen sharing turned on, but I will turn it on again. Here we go. I'm joined here by some of my colleagues. I see Holly Avasian. Elizabeth Huntley should be here also. And I'm just very honored to be here today as the president of the foundation. We are a support organization for the American Harp Society. Oops. Apparently we have some interference here. Are you able to hear me? Well, okay, great. I will get back to the PowerPoint here. doesn't seem to be responding in the screen share. So, whoops, there we go. All right. I'm terribly sorry, but this doesn't seem to be operating. I've got the document up before you, and I will send, it has been sent along to everyone. So I think we're just going to have to leave it at that and let you know that you can look at the PowerPoint after the conclusion of the meeting. I don't know what the problem is, but there's some technical issue with the website. And so I thank you very much for your time, and we will be signing off. Thank you.
Second link, just in case you missed it, wherever we're going to put that report so that you can follow their slides. I think the most important thing to know is that the American Harp Society Foundation supports the work of making the harp world better, particularly for the next generation of harpists, through the competitions and the scholarships and the available resources that they have worked extremely hard to create and to sustain, so that there are opportunities for especially young harpists. So we're grateful, and we apologize for the electronic stuff. It happens. But it's all going to be there. I am going to turn the meeting over at this point to Keela Walton, who is the chairman of the board of the American Harp Society. Keela is going to proceed with introductions of the members of the board of directors and your executive committee, just so you know who's who. And then we'll take it from there. Thanks, Keela.
Thank you. Kathy, are we sharing slides? There we go. Thank you for your patience today with all of our technical learning curves. So, of course, you've already met our fearless leader, Lynn Aspness, who is our president, and she's actually finishing her president term at this event. And she is from Saugatuck, Michigan. Continuing with our officers, we have Lillian Lau, who is our first vice president. Angela Schwarzkopf, who is our second vice president. And if you're here in person, feel free to wave. I know some of them are not here, but in the audience. Mary Ann Flynn is our secretary, and she also serves as the Southeast Regional Director. Elaine Litster, who you also already met, is our treasurer. Again, all the officer terms are actually ending today, and we will re-elect new officers. I'm Keela Walton, chairman of the board. Jeremy Chessman is our North Central Regional Director, and he's also, the executive committee has 3 appointed members, and he has served as one of the appointees on the executive committee. Charles Lynch is also a director at large and a member of the executive committee. I think Charles is here somewhere, waving in the back. And Susie Spiewak, who's hiding backstage, has also served as our 3rd appointee to the executive committee. Moving on to our regional directors. These are the members of the board who also function as our direct line of communication to chapters. And so they are divided up geographically. And we have Ann Sullivan, who leads all of our regional directors and coordinates all of their efforts, and also serves as our Mid-Atlantic Regional Director. Jennifer Ellis from the Pacific region. Joan Holland, who is our Mid-Central Regional Director. Shalali Hugo, who I see in the back there, is our Western Regional Director, one of our largest geographic regions. Vincent Pierce is our South Central Regional Director. Felice Pomerantz is our Northeastern Regional Director. Rebecca Tadaro, who I also see in the back waving, is our Southern Regional Director. Then the board is also comprised of directors at large. Angie Bemis, Rosanna Chu, and I think Rosanna's down there. Yes, she's waving. And Angie's around here somewhere too. Karen Gottlieb is waving down the middle. Cindy Hortzman, who has joined us virtually, and she is outgoing, leaving our board. And Alyssa Torres, way in the back. And Brandy Younger, who is not with us in person today. And so the board terms are 3 years, and we had, as I mentioned, a couple of outgoing board members, and we have some new board members who begin their service this afternoon. Risa Printup, who is currently in the Philippines, and Carla Sigismund, who is here in person. And that is all of your board of directors, and I would like to just thank them once again for all their service.
I don't know if everyone in the Harp Society, we never know how much information you all are aware of or how we can do a better job of sharing the information, but I want to make sure that everybody is aware. The board of directors are elected to serve. They are not compensated in any way. They volunteer their time, and they function really on your behalf at, I have to say, a sacrifice to do this work and to contribute and to try to run this organization, and they do an incredible job. And they've been a great group of people to work with. They always are. It doesn't really matter about the group. The boards have been just terrific. And their responsibility is to shepherd the mission and the programming of the organization on your behalf. So I'm just extraordinarily proud of all of them. And they're great to work with. I'm going to make a very brief report. I don't want to take a lot of time. First of all, there are things to look at in the exhibit room, and there are harpists to hear, and I know that that's what we're here for. So the president's report. First of all, it's, as Elaine mentioned, this is an interesting time to be alive, and it's definitely an interesting time to be an artist. And it has tapped, I think, all of our resources in every way to sustain ourselves and our communities and our sense of commitment to what we do and what we may possibly have taken for granted that we could always do. So it's been a really interesting few years. The Harp Society has tried, and in all of the work of the board and the executive committee, to continually focus on how can we serve the membership. And we're doing this in part. We have a strategic plan in place that was implemented in 2020 and will expire in 2025. And as a part of the strategic plan, we have 5 strategic goals. They are enumerated. They're all equal in our minds. And under those strategic goals are objectives for accomplishments and then specific action items to be accomplished. And in the last 2 years and in this past year, the primary focus of the work that we are doing has been to focus on the development of young and emerging harpists and to promote their ability to be successful and to do what we can to help make that happen. We have the strategic plan on the website. We have information about the strategic plan on the website. I seriously would encourage you all to go read it, because it was a society-wide effort that started in 2018 with a survey to the membership, and then was distilled down through your leadership structure to the point where it was created. And in the last year, the focus has been on, principally on individual creativity and fiscal management to the best of our ability, and continuing to refine and provide more accessible and useful electronic resources. So 2 years ago, it was a new website, new branding. We now have a new member management system that is slick and fast and responsive, and into which you can put your own information and interact with people and connect. And all I really wanted to add to that was, there is a section of the strategic report that the objective of which is to create exceptional national events. And a part of that, that's something we focused hard on this year, in creating the first live Harp Society event in 3 years. And we took the action items of the strategic plan seriously in creating the programming. A number of them included, inspiring and engaging with the next generation, engaging with diverse populations, including different harp practices, therapeutic music practices, spiritual practices, band. We have a whole band day, a whole choral day, and especially to bring to you and to the Harp Society membership the young people who are going to be the next leaders in the harp world, one of whom you heard play earlier, and many more of whom you will hear play this week. So Elizabeth Yo Wang, our concert artist, at 3 o'clock we have members of the Winners Outreach Program doing a concert at the First Congregational Church. These are our competition finalists and prize winners. And you should look up the Winners Outreach Program, because these people can come to your chapter and to your region and present concerts. They can also do that online. And they are your connection to hearing their accomplishments at amazingly, interesting and advanced levels. The American Harp Society supports the USA International Harp Competition Ruth Inglefield Composition Prize. Oh, I think I got that right. And that competition winner, whose name is Ari Schwartz, it just so happens has also, will be recognized with another honor a little bit later today. And to be able to support his work as a harpist and a composer with that prize is fantastic. This year, the Harp Society introduced for the first time a writing award. It's the American Harp Journal Collegiate Writers Award. And the recipient of the award will have their article published in the upcoming journal. So it's a way to encourage research and development of the harp and continuing academic research. You will find sprinkled throughout this conference a group of 11 young harpists. They are our chapter ambassadors, and they come from various chapters around the country. And their program supports their interest in community engagement and public service on behalf of the harp. So you will hear from them on Friday morning. Our inducement is that before their poster session, there's coffee and juice. So make sure you show up for that one. And finally, the American Harp Society, through a gift from the foundation, supports the Weiger Lepke Sims Family Sacred Music Award. It's been going on for a number of years, and tomorrow afternoon, there will be a concert of some of the prize winners from that competition, the prize-winning compositions, and you will hear the harpists and the instrumentalists presenting these pieces. So part of the focus of this conference was to bring all of these people and all of these artists into this event so that you could really hear and see what the Harp Society is doing and where we're putting your hard-earned membership dollars. Okay, now we get to the fun stuff, which is the awards part of this event, the American Harp Society also supports a program called the Chapter of the Year program. And we do this annually to encourage, of course, and reward chapters for their work with you on an individual basis. And we had an amazing, tremendous, and fascinating pool of applicants this year. All these chapters have done so much to help and support and encourage and educate and enliven their harp communities. And we are unbelievably happy this year to award Chapter of the Year to the Cincinnati chapter of the American Harp Society. Yay! Now, I have to do a little bit of work here with the booth, because if all is going well, one moment, please. We have a representative online from the Cincinnati chapter. This is Nancy Clark, I believe. Hi, Nancy, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. Awesome. Tom Shaney, our vice president, should be here at this point too. I have a little acceptance speech that I will read now to President Lynn Asmus, to members of the AHS Board of Directors, Executive Director Catherine McManus, and all administrative staff of the AHF. On behalf of the Cincinnati chapter, Vice President Tom Shaney and I gratefully accept the 2021-2022 Chapter of the Year Award. Many other chapters are watching virtually. Our chapter is and honored to be chosen for our chapter's activities. It has been a true effort of all chapter members and chapter board members who volunteered their time and efforts to make this year's event a success. We'd like to thank chapter President Joe Redmond, who is in residence in Saratoga Springs this month, for his leadership for setting up and performing at this year's chapter events, and for sharing his composition. In 2018, he became director of the harp program for the Cincinnati School for Creative and Performing Arts, known as SCPA. Since then, the program has grown from 12 to 28 harp students. Chapter member Jackie Davis assists with private lessons. This is a magnet school in downtown Cincinnati. The joint chapter and SCPA recital in May was a success. Our treasurer, Marge Davis, has kept us organized and has helped us with planning. All members of our small chapter have worked hard by performing, promoting, contributing food, attending, documenting, and supporting our events. It would not have been possible without the efforts of each member. We would like to thank our past president, Elena Grazer, who reactivated the chapter in 2013 and led us for 4 active years until she moved to Texas in 2017. In the spring of 2017, Elena organized the benefit concert in memory of harpist Michelle Gwynn, which allowed the chapter to purchase a 34-string lever harp to be on permanent loan to the School for Creative and Performing Arts. This concert became the model for the joint SCPA-AHS chapter recitals at the school. And Elena hosted a Zoom meeting in March 2021. Our chapter owes its legacy to the late Michelle Gwynn, who started the harp program at SCPA in 2001, and to our founder, the late Linda Wellbaum, who began the Cincinnati chapter 45 years ago. We thank the National AHS for your vision, leadership, and inspiration to give chapters ideas on programs and encouragement. We appreciate the leadership sync up from last fall, which led us to meet Lucy Clark Scandrette and learn of the Winners Outreach Program. One of the winners, Juan Riveros, performed here in April through that program, as well as spending time coaching SCPA students. Juan will be performing at this concert within the hour. Lastly, we thank all the AHS chapters for your hard work to promote the harp. All of us are working together. In gratitude, Nancy Bick Clark, Secretary, Cincinnati Chapter. Thank you so much. And thanks to the outgoing officers.
I mean, the thing is that every single chapter has done astonishing work. In addition to, I'm gonna move over here until something happens. The executive committee, I'm just gonna do it over here, maybe. The executive committee also named the Minnesota chapter with an honorable mention for this year in the Chapter of the Year award competition. Yay! That honorable mention was given specifically in recognition of their outstanding outreach to their membership and the programming that they do and the support for the next generation of harpists. So Cincinnati and Minnesota, and it was just an incredible year for the Chapter of the Year program. We're very, very happy. We have one more accomplishment to recognize, and to start that off, we have a guest joining us by video.
Hello, my name is Linda Wood Rollo, and I've been invited to say a few words about a very special person who has been my friend for 54 years. We met in 1968 at the Eastman Conservatory of Music in Rochester, New York. Hello, my name is Linda Wood Rollo, and hello, my name is Linda Wood Rollo, and I've been invited to say a few words about a very special person who has been my friend for 54 years. We met in 1968 at the Eastman Conservatory of Music in Rochester, New York. She was a freshman and I was a graduate student. A year later, we went in opposite directions and she transferred to the Juilliard School to study with Mr. Grangeny. We never lost touch and met again and again at international harp festivals, beginning with the Holland Harp Weeks in Quakehoven. There she performed Grangeny's Children's Hour Suite and literally brought the house down. She was maybe 18 years old. While she was a student at Juilliard, she did some babysitting through the Juilliard School Employment Office. And one of the families that she worked for said, "Oh my, you must meet our son, Jimmy." Well, this Jimmy just happened to be one of the rising young oncologists in Manhattan, Dr. James Spire. They met, fell in love and married. And from that time on, she put her marriage, her family, and their 3 incredible children as the absolute top priority in her life. She also continued to perform, teach, and contribute to the harp community in New York. There is a saying that talent rises to the top. And this is so true of Karen Lindquist Spire. She greatly deserves the American Harp Society Lifetime Achievement Award being presented to her today.
Okay. The Lifetime Achievement Award is a service award. It is given to someone in our society who has gone above and beyond and served with all their heart for countless hours, years, decades, and I can think of no one better. Karen first became involved with the American Heart Society in 1967. She won the advanced division of our competition in 1969. She's served multiple terms on the board. She has served in many officer roles, including as treasurer, first vice president, and chairman of the board. She has run our concert artist program for more years than anyone cares to actually count up. And she has worked on the national conference in New York City and many other national events, and has served as a judge for our American Heart Society competition. I've had the pleasure of working with her on the grants committee, which she has served on since its inception. And together we have been co-chairs since 2015. And Karen exemplifies what it means to live a life in service to others, to our harp world. And I'm very excited to bring her up here and present her with the smallest tokens of our appreciation. And if you'd like to say a few words, you certainly may.
Oh my gosh. So I just want to, you can tell I really love the harp, and I wanted to tell you that when I was 6 years old and sitting with my family in Fromberg, Montana, the Waltz of the Flowers came on the radio. And I listened and I said to my dad, what's that? Who's playing? What is that? And he said, it's a harp. And I said to him, I want to play the harp. And 4 years of begging like that, I came home from school on my 10th birthday, walked in the house, and there was the harp. My parents had rented one, a small pedal harp for my birthday. Then a few months of lessons, and my mother and I started to go to Harp Society meetings. And there I found this mighty band of fierce people, old and young, who loved to listen and play and talk about and teach the harp, which was all the things that I loved the most in the world. That followed with competitions, conventions, conferences, institutes, all of these places where I met countless wonderful friends, cherished friends, from lifelong friends, sharing my passion for the harp, listening to magnificent performers, playing new music, which I immediately ran home and in order to either teach or play myself, and just getting new ideas about everything from teaching to my body to listening to coaching. It's been a magical, magical place to love my instrument. And I know many of you in your room will have similar stories to mine about hearing it on the radio or something. We're all captivated by this dazzling instrument. So I'd like to end by thanking everyone in the Harp Society for the gifts you have given me, the education, the friendships, to the executive committee, to the officers and the board, the wonderful Catherine McManus and all of her team who keep us going, and especially the members who've inspired me every day that I've ever been with harp members. So thank you so much.
And with that, there really isn't anything else to say. So this meeting is concluded. No, this meeting is concluded.
We have one more
No,
order of
this-
business.
I'm sorry.
Madam President, we have one more order of business. We just want to very briefly, we know Lynn is not a fan of big public displays, but we have to give you this, again, token of our appreciation and your service as president.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been great. At 3 o'clock in the First Lutheran Church, an astonishing recital. I hope to see all of you there. We'll be over there as soon as we have this last board meeting completed. Enjoy yourselves and welcome to the conference. Thank you so much.
Oh.